Hey RPG fans, ready to rise from obscurity and carve your name into legend? In today's countdown, we're diving into 12 single-player RPGs where you start as a nobody, no prophecies, no royal lineage, just grit, determination, and some seriously epic character growth. Whether you're forging your path in harsh wastelands or mastering ancient magic and forgotten ruins, these underdog heroes prove that anyone can become extraordinary. If you love watching zero to hero journeys, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss an adventure. Now sharpen your blades and prepare your spells. Let's get started. Kicking things off at number 12, The Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion Remastered returns us to the gates of Cyrodiil, only now everything shines brighter and runs smoother. From Cheydinhall's rickety wooden bridges to the Imperial City's towering spires, every winding road and hidden cavern unfolds in crisp 4K 60 FPS. This isn't just a visual uplift. Atmospheric lighting bathes forests in golden haze, volumetric fog wraps marshlands in mystery, and revamped physics bring fallen logs and crumbling ruins to life. Animations feel reborn, guards stride with purpose, creatures lash out with fluid ferocity, and your movements flow like water. This transformation pulses with nostalgia and wonder. Riding through the gates, you'll relive that 2006 rush, only magnified, discovering secrets lurking beneath fresh shadows. From the bittersweet echo of Daedric shrines to the roar through the shivering isles, every moment is both comforting and thrillingly new. With Knights of the Nine and Shivering Isles fully integrated, quests unfold seamlessly, deepening your path from humble adventurer to legendary champion. Before we move on, savor the simple joy of galloping through a world that invites both recollection and discovery. Shifting from sprawling swords to arcane intrigue, prepare to step into a world where ancient magic and political power collide at every turn. Coming in at number 11, Avowed hurls you into the sunlit fields and rain-slick streets of the Living Lands, where magic and political intrigue collide. You're the emissary, plucked from obscurity to unravel a plague that corrupts body and soul. From tentative steps in Caed Nua's marble halls to desperate escapes through whispering jungles, every moment crackles with suspense. Your choices spark factional skirmishes, forge alliances of hope or fear, and decide if you become a unifier or a herald of chaos. Combat packs a visceral punch, steel-on-steel clashes that jar your senses, arcane spells that hum with power, and rifles whose recoil demands respect. Between battles, you distill potent elixirs from scavenged ingredients, parlay with wary nobles by candlelight, and decipher ancient rune-carved monoliths. As dusk falls, shifting light and shadow heighten each will they won't they negotiation and duel. The Living Lands breathe history. Every breeze whispers of fallen gods. Every hidden grove holds secrets that could make or break kingdoms. Shifting from arcane politics to colonial mysteries, get ready to unearth secrets in the age of exploration. At number 10, Greedfall casts you ashore on vibrant yet perilous Tir Fradi, where colonial ambitions clash with ancient spirits. You arrive as Desarde, an untested envoy tasked with curing a plague and mediating warring factions. The air, thick with tropical blooms and primal magic, is shattered by rival soldiers' shouts and monstrous roars. Every negotiation teeters on a knife's edge. One wrong word could spark full-scale war between the Kingdom of Tala and zealous crusaders, while a well-timed spell can calm a rampaging beast or shatter its bones. Combat melds blade, gunpowder, and elemental sorcery into a seamless dance, but Greedfall's true power lies in choice. Will you defend the Seeker people in their sacred ruins, or side with imperialists hungry for plunder? Each alliance unlocks unique quests, companions, and endings so distinct that no two voyages ever feel the same. Beneath the political turmoil lies Tir Fradi's soul, the hidden gardens whispering lost prophecies, phosphorescent caves hiding forgotten gods, and silent temples echoing with ancient footsteps. The Devespe Conspiracy DLC deepens the mystery with new labyrinths and betrayals, while shifting reputations force you to balance mercy and self-interest in every alliance. Now leave Tir Fradi's tangled politics behind and brace yourself for an unforgiving wilderness where survival hinges on every decision. Number 9 unwraps the minimalist but demanding survival of Outward, where you start as an ordinary nobody and earn every scrap of gear through sweat and ingenuity. There are no superpowers, only your wits, stamina, and tools you craft from scavenged iron and treated hides. Each morning you gather kindling for your campfire, map routes to clean water, and hunt small game. Each night you patch torn robes and treat wounds before frostbite sets in. Hunger gnaws your focus, sudden rainstorms soak you to the bone, and one untreated injury can become a death sentence in Orai's wilds. Combat is brutally honest. Mistimed parries leave you bleeding beneath a goblin's axe, and reckless spellcasting can drain more mana than it deals damage. Yet when your first handmade helmet absorbs a savage blow, or your jury-rigged bow's arrow finds a wolf's flank, victory rings out like a clarion call. DLC like the Soraborian's Academy Trials and the Three Brothers city-building mechanics layer fresh challenges atop this core grind. In co-op, that grind becomes communal, sharing rations around a flickering campfire, watching each other's backs through frostbitten passes, and lending steel-sharp blades as wolves close in. Mastering every nuance, stoking fires, brewing teas to stave off ailments, erecting crude shelter, you carve a legend not bestowed by fate, but earned by your own hand. Shifting from handcrafted survival to irradiated wastelands, dark secrets await in the zone. Charging into number 8, Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl hurls you into a radioactive exclusion zone where every breath and every bullet matters. You start with no fame or fortune, just a tattered coat, a battered pistol, and rumors of the zone's greatest treasure, the mythical Wish Granter. But the zone grants nothing freely. Anomalies tear flesh from bone, mutant dogs hunt in twisted packs, and human bandits lie in wait. Your first hours are spent scavenging ammo from crumbling checkpoints, jury-rigging makeshift armor from abandoned machinery, and navigating day-night cycles that shift visibility and threaten an instant. The evolved A-Life 2.0 system ensures the world doesn't revolve around you. Rival factions battle over irradiated spoils, mutant herds migrate across dead fields, and anomalies pulse beneath crackling electrical storms. Choosing stealth or open violence carries weight. Each shot risks alerting entire patrols, while a silent takedown can preserve precious resources. Dynamic weather and time shifts not only darken the landscape, but also alter creature behavior, forcing you to adapt or face sudden ambushes. When you finally glimpse an artifact's bloody promise, victory tastes bittersweet. The zone demands sacrifices, lost trust, fractured alliances, and minds fraying under rising radiation. Yet from that nothing start, you sculpt your own fate, becoming a zone legend, a ruthless mercenary, or a forsaken wanderer forever haunted by what you've endured. Shifting from irradiated wastelands to atomic catastrophes, prepare for a journey where time itself may be your greatest enemy. Blazing in at number 7, Atomfall plunges you into a Cold War scarred lake district turned radioactive quarantine zone, waking you with no name, no weapons, and no memory beyond a fearful whisper. Your first sight is a mist-choked lake, blackened by nuclear runoff, as anomalies crackle with ghostly light. You roam overgrown farms, scavenging rifle parts from rusted archives, and bartering with wary survivors for tea, stale bread, or a damp map. Fragments of your past flicker, NPCs speak in half-truths, data logs drip cryptic hints, and eerie visions dance at the edge of your sight, leaving you to wonder whether you were researcher, saboteur, or collateral damage. Why does the old lighthouse beacon pulse with energy at midnight, and who sabotaged the secret bunker beneath the hills? Moral choices sharpen every decision. Will you share scarce medicine with a fevered child, then betray that same family for safe passage? With makeshift flashbangs crafted from jam jars and scrap wiring, each desperate throw can buy time or seal your fate amid mutant swarms. Thanks to post-launch patches, pacing and resource scarcity feel finely tuned. Every expedition peels back layers of your fractured psyche and the haunted land around you. Side missions uncover cults worshipping fallen satellites, while late-game anomalies warp reality, forcing you to decide if survival is worth the madness you accumulate. In Atomfall, purpose is forged by memory and choice, and you may never reclaim who you were, only define who you become. Shifting from radioactive amnesia to bloodlusted ascension, prepare to sink your teeth into a world where every bite grants power, and every dawn threatens your immortal soul. At number 6, V Rising resurrects the vampire tale from morsel to manor, starting you as a frail thrall and evolving into a castle-building dark lord. Your first moments are spent scrounging for blood from sheep or dogs, the red-tinted world a blur of hunger and fear. With each successful feeding, your strength returns, unlocking shadow warp abilities and mystical spells that let you fade into darkness or summon bats to harry your foes. Soon you find a ruined crypt to call home. Nights are spent quarrying stone, reforging steel, and warding off hunter raids with silver-tipped arrows that whistle through moonlit air. Between assaults, you research ancient tomes to craft blood alchemy brews, enhancing your speed, resilience, or commanding lesser creatures to guard your halls. The Invaders of Oakvale expansion drenches the forest in poison, introducing new V-Blood powers that warp terrain or sap enemy vigor. Each new skill feels like awakening an ancient lineage within you. Castle customization deepens that bond as your fortress grows from moss-covered crypt to spired stronghold bathed in moonlight, complete with guarded gates, vaulted chambers, and hidden blood altars that feed your insatiable thirst. Yet for all your power, sunlight burns your skin, and a careless stroll at dawn can leave you ashes in the wind. This constant duality, insatiable bloodlust tempered by survival strategy, makes every night a triumph of cunning over weakness, a journey from ragged peasant to peerless knight sovereign. Now trading moonlit fortresses for snow-capped peaks and dragon's breath, prepare to carve your legend among ancient tongues and eternal winds. Storming in at number 5, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim presents a world where you start as a grudging prisoner and emerge as the prophesied Dragonborn. The icy wind stings as you disembark your prison wagon, hooded guards leading you to execution. Moments later, fate intervenes. A great worm descends, its roar fracturing the sky and shattering your shackles. From that pivotal instant, every cracked mountain pass and each draft-soaked cellar becomes your proving ground. Shouts learned from ancient dragon bones ring in your ears, Fus Roda, and the satisfaction of sending bandits flying off a cliff never grows old. Whether you slip through moonlit alleyways for the Thieves Guild, raise your tankard amid the companions' boisterous mead hall brawls, or unravel arcane secrets in the frostbitten halls of the College of Winterhold, your ascent is entirely self-made. Each perk unlocked, each quest completed, each Daedric artifact claimed cements your path from nobody to legend. Alongside this rise, you'll recruit steadfast followers, tame wild steeds, and forge legendary gear by firelight, transforming humble iron into weapons that rival the god's own. Dynamic weather and surprise dragon attacks ensure no two journeys ever feel the same. Whether you're hunting giant elk beneath swirling snow or delving into Dwemer ruins humming with forgotten machinery, community-created mods expand Skyrim's horizons even further, introducing new provinces to explore, branching dialogue trees to navigate, and fresh storylines that weave into the original tapestry. Yet the core thrill remains. That first dawn atop the throat of the world, steel in hand and destiny burning in your veins, forever marks the moment you transcended your cell. Trading frostbitten prophecy for sun-scorched moral gray zones, prepare to navigate a world where every bullet and every bargain shapes your fate. Roaring into number 4, Fallout New Vegas takes you from a gunshot-riddled coffin to Kingmaker in the radioactive Mojave. You wake in a freight elevator morgue, clothes tattered, voice hoarse, with only the Phantom's package on your back. Every ruined freeway and neon-lit casino you explore adds to your arsenal. From dirt-smudged hunting rifles and dusty trading posts to silk suits and gold bars won at high-stakes poker. Choice is Fallout's true currency. Will you reinforce Mr. House's iron rule, champion the NCR's democracy, or carve an empire under Caesar's legion? Dialogue wheels crackle with consequence. One well-timed compliment or veiled threat can avert a firefight, while a hefty bribe unlocks hidden armories of prototype energy weapons. VAT slows time for precise targeting, turning each skirmish into a choreographed ballet of shots and desperate reloads. Beyond the strip, side quests weave human stories. Broker peace between warring caravans, rescue traders from scorched beasts, or decide the fate of a ghost in a sealed vault. DLC expansions raise the stakes, vault heists bristling with traps, vertibird wrecks crawling with rogue Securitrons, and labs humming with robotic horrors. Emerging from that nameless coffin to cast the deciding vote at Hoover Dam, you become the courier who reshaped the Mojave, whether savior, despot, or legend whispered around campfires long after your deeds fade. Now trading neon jungles and desperate gunfights for a realm where every death teaches a lesson, steel yourself for trials that demand patience, precision, and unbreakable resolve. Eclipsing the field at number 3, Demon Souls remolds you from Forsaken Tarnished into the savior of Boletaria. The first time you step through an Archstone, sword in hand and soul meter trembling, learning that every death costs you hard-earned souls, you'll feel the fear, and stirring beneath it, the hunger to conquer. Every crumbling battlement and cavernous crypt becomes a crucible. The jagged edges of your blade and the precise timing of your shield bash grow ever more vital as you face towering dragons, twisted gargoyles, and fiendish knights whose dreadful roars echo in the gloom. Polished to unforgiving brilliance on PS5. The remake's hauntingly detailed visuals and thunderous 3D audio amplify your sense of being a tiny spark in a world of oppressive darkness, where one misstep means starting over. As you learn each deadly boss pattern and finally topple the Storm King or silence the old monk, the victory tastes infinitely sweeter because you began as a mindless exile, unarmed, unloved, unremembered, and emerged a beacon of hope for lost souls. Your arsenal expands from battered iron to gleaming enchanted arms, from simple leather to impenetrable armor forged in despair and determination, marking every triumph with the weight of your hard-won growth. Now trading ominous stone halls for sprawling plains and raised banners, prepare to shape armies and kingdoms with sword, strategy, and steel. At number 2, Mount and Blade 2, Bannerlord elevates you from a nameless wanderer to a legendary warlord commanding thousands. You begin on a dusty road, ambition and a basic sword your only assets. Recruiting peasants tests your leadership. Can you inspire loyalty in those used to serf's toil? In your first skirmish, spears clash and banners flutter, teaching you that war demands both heart and steel. Victories earn gold and renown, unlocking archers, men-at-arms, and cavalry whose thunderous charges can break any line. As you forge pacts with noble houses, marry into power, and invest in castles, every decision reshapes Calradia's fractured map. Trade caravans fuel your economy, while balancing grain and taxes turns rulership into art. Siege battles swell with thousands storming walled cities as trebuchets rain fire, and you stand atop the walls, sword aloft, issuing orders that decide fates. Court intrigue proves just as ruthless. Bribes and betrayals test your cunning long after the battlefield's dust settles. From zero to general, your legend is forged in blood and strategy, sung around tavern hearths as your banner ushers in a new era. And finally, the final game list. Claiming the crown at number 1, Kingdom Come Deliverance forges you from a humble blacksmith's son into the kingdom's savior. Finally, let's step into medieval Bohemia, where every swing of your blade echoes through history. Henry's journey begins in the rhythmic clang of hammer on anvil, the ever-present heat of the forge shaping both steel and spirit, until mercenaries raze skeleets, leaving nothing but ash and shattered dreams. You awaken amid the carnage, sword shards at your feet, and vengeance burning in your veins. Under the stern tutelage of Master Swordsman, you learn precise directional strikes and stamina-draining parries. Each duel against bandits or corrupt knights becomes a lesson in grit and resolve, forging you into more than just a survivor. Between battles, you hone courtly skills, testing your aim in archery contests across sun-dappled meadows, practicing etiquette at noble feasts, and using a silver tongue to navigate treacherous political waters. As your renown spreads, you don embroidered tunics and gilded gauntlets, earning respect in high halls and fear on war-torn roads. With every quest completed and every Daedric artifact claimed, you cement your ascent from anonymous villager to knight of legend. Official expansions deepen this epic, rebuilding Skalitz as its new bailiff, indulging in Sir Hans Capon's bawdy adventures, leading a mercenary brotherhood in bloody skirmishes, and even experiencing Teresa's perspective, each adding fresh moral dilemmas, new skills, and heartfelt drama to Henry's saga. From tending your first scorched forge to standing triumphant on the battlefield, your tale captures the pure essence of starting with nothing and earning everything through sweat, steel, and unwavering resolve. Every emerald ember you stoked and every mighty swing you landed helped forge an unforgettable legend, one built on grit, glory, and the thrill of overcoming impossible odds. And that wraps up our epic top 12 games list. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this adventure, don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button, and leave a comment below sharing which game fueled your rise from underdog to champion.